Good afternoon. It is April 25th, 2025. Here's a look at our daily chart. So yesterday we had this bull bar that ticked lower. So it was good follow through on this bull doji, and it engulfed the entire bar. And today we had good follow through too. And normally I wouldn't put a whole lot of value on this. I mean, it is worth noting that we closed below this low right here. So there's still a body gap open. But if you take a look at the weekly chart, this looks to me like a sign of bull strength. Uh, you know, we could just go sideways for, the rest of the year, 2 years, whatever, but this looks like we're gonna uh, maybe go to this EMA. What EMA is this? Let's see. The 21 bar EMA. I don't think the 21 bar, I mean, normally I would say it doesn't really on these larger time frames hold as much weight, but look at the bounce there, here. So, we could be correcting back to there. But anyway, what chart was I looking at? Let's look at the 6,500 first, or the 17,000. So this morning, I think this was a news item right here. Maybe this was, and then you just sell off after the spike in channel from yesterday, and we form this range down here, and of course, that's all it is it's a midline from here pretty much. So after we break out of this range, we hit the measure move, correct to this level of support and bounce, and we close near the high. So we'll take a look at the 2700 tick chart, and something I've been wanting to play around with these Fibonacci retracements, I think they're called. And so I put it around this range. There was this new must have been a news item. I could be wrong, at yesterday's close or something. And if you look, where I was started looking was in this channel. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was just looking, and right at the 25% mark, I had this a little higher. So this touched off the 25% mark, rocketed up. That's also a wedge bottom, a potential wedge bottom. So you could just be dropping limit orders here. You drop one right here, boom. That was like a quick 12 points. Happened so fast. And then it comes back down and you probably get out because that's the second time it failed. And we drop on lower and we're just going sideways uh, until shortly before the market opens. We break out to the high side above this price level, and that fails as first time breakouts usually do. And then we bounce for our second leg, and then you get this fairly tight bear channel. I don't see a very strong entry, but you get this lower high here, and that was an important price level. So you could consider going short, betting on a second leg down, and we do get a second leg down. You can see this channel kind of fades out, make this like a wedge bottom type situation. It bounces. Again, one leg, you get some correction, second leg. Not a whole lot of easy trading on this chart, unless you just buy with limit orders. And we get this type of wedge bottom down here. I would definitely consider this one and this one. I mean, you're at the bottom of the range, and you got to break in the channel, move to a new low, double bottom, wedge bottom. Pretty textbook entries right there. And so we form this channel up, find resistance up here. You could consider this one, but I think you'd have to go for a pretty big uh, reward here. You're in this sideways stuff that looks like a wedge top. One, two, three. But yeah. So I mean, I think people probably took profits at like 2 times their reward here. I'm guessing 4 points. Yeah, a little more. So you would have gotten about 3 times your risk there. If you risked 4 points, you could have gotten a 12-point move almost. So makes sense that people would take profits there. It looks like it could also be a measured move. You got this range here. Um, so anyway, we keep going higher. We go a little sideways. They try and take prices back to the lows, and you just get this bullish momentum. Tight bull channel in here. Bit of a correction back to the EMA, and that's followed by another tight bull channel. And we make new highs for the day, I believe. Yep. And then we make this double top, sell off, corrects back. So you could argue for this one, big bear bar, but I like a limit order here. I prefer a limit order. And then we get this channel, and then it reverses. There's a higher low here. I'm not crazy about that, but you could consider it. Then you could argue for this failed second entry short, but I mean you're in the middle of this range, so I really just don't like these. And then we form this tight range for the rest of the day. And the one I like is here. We're sideways. They try and go higher, it fails. They try and go higher, it fails. Problem is you're still beneath the EMA. So you could be, I completely understand why someone would be hesitant to take this trade, but it's a higher low. This is a range. There's tons of overlap here. I think that's a solid bet. And that takes us into the end of the day. I gotta wrap this thing up quick because my battery's low. I didn't realize I wasn't plugged in. So there's one last look at that. Here's the daily chart.